What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tai Chi to the People from Justice for Hire. What's going on, Mark? And I'm Coach Jan, and this is our weekly session, and everybody is always welcome. Justice for Hire is our show that we're producing with the community. Anybody can join the cast from justiceforhire.app. You can become a hero or a client or a villain in the cinematic universe and meet new people and create stories on your phone, and they tie into the series that we're actually physically producing, and live editing starts this week. So it's some never before done stuff, and you can join. And of course, every week, I love Tai Chi. It's one of my favorite things to share at all. I coached the US Tai Chi push hands team previously and was captain of the team as well. So I love sharing this stuff and sharing it in a practical way. And that's what we do every Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So this is whether you're part of the cast or not, you're welcome to join. And we normally dedicate the training is always free, but if you like to donate to the cause of the week, we always dedicate to a different cause. And since we're running an equity crowdfunding campaign right now, where people can own a piece of the company, our social film studio producing Justice for Hire, the whole point of the series is making movies and shows with the world, and that's what our studio does. You can invest in Real World, and that is on wefunder.com/realworld, REELWURLD. And so check us out there. I'll put those little links in the description, as well as little reminders at the top of the screen. And I'm just plugging in this light so you guys can see me. And I hope that you enjoyed the most recent Tai Chi Valentine's Day video that we put out yesterday for Valentine's Day. So if you haven't seen that, check that out on the site. There's three, they're real moves. They're a breakdown of the top 3 sexiest Tai Chi moves. So it's fun stuff, and you can please like and share, and it's performing pretty well. So I'm just plugging in this light. But last week we actually did a move from the Tai Chi from the Valentine's Day video, which was the clean and drop. And that clean and drop, we did a little tutorial on it. And I wanted to make sure that you guys had the reality of that move, as well as the funny Valentine's Day video. Today, I got off of a call with Sensei John Marione, and he is a really amazing karate sensei who runs Harmony Karate and has his system implemented in multiple schools across several states, in multiple public schools. Really amazing human being. He's done some wonderful interviews with Deepak Chopra, has interviewed him, and just really powerful, wonderful guy. And he also break dances. Amazing guy. He's like 57, break dances, got his routine. He looks amazing for he just keeps himself so well. And I'm very inspired by this guy. He was talking about Bill Superfoot Wallace, and I met Bill the same day I met John in 2005 when I was just coming out of college at NYU, and my first film, Justice for Hire, my senior thesis, was being given awards at the Budo Hall of Fame. And we won we're given the honor of an action choreography award, and for best action choreography of the year, which is awesome. And Bill Superfoot Wallace and John were talking about longevity, and John was saying how Bill in his late 70s or early 80s can still execute going from point A to point B with a strike, a kick, or punch, with the lead arm and the lead leg like no one else. He said it is pristine. It is one of the greatest examples of striking, and the emphasis was on the reality of the importance of the lead hand rather than pivoting for a cross, because the pivoting is going to wear down the cartilage in the knee over time, cause tears over time if you do it too much, and it is not the most ideal scenario if you're fighting, let's say, an opponent in front of you and an opponent behind you, for you to pivot and then come back to the opponent behind you, rather than staying here and looking to the other side. I thought those are really interesting concepts to share. And while I have my own perspective of pivoting because of my unique experience in Tai Chi, I still think that this concept is worth exploring here today together. Like I said, this was what, 2 hours ago I was on that phone call, 2.5 hours ago. So I want to bring this to you guys right away and talk about, not to talk about, also train, practice right now in a few lead hand and lead leg exercises that we can adapt Tai Chi mechanics to and do some fun stuff. And especially one in particular, which is from William C.C. Chen's reverse breathing. And that is a lifting elbow. And I always thought his lifting elbows were very, very interesting because William Chen would talk about, a lot of times you'll see people throwing elbows like this with hip power or just slicing upward over, throwing them like overhands and without necessarily any particular breathing mechanic. But William C.C. Chen would inflate the tricep. And he would consistently talk about, he would literally laugh while he's saying it. And he would keep on inflating with every breath. I'm overemphasizing the inhalation, the way he would overemphasize the inhalation, that the inhalation, whether it's the punch, his reverse breathing punch, filling up the tricep, or it's an elbow coming outward, that the inflation is connected to the breathing and that you're filling up the muscle like a balloon. So with that, I'd like to explore that concept today and a few other lead leg and lead arm techniques. So let's go for it. We'll do our normal workout, normal warm up, and it'll be great. So let me just drink this water. And let's go for it. Oh, fix this camera too. All right. Palms facing flat down. Imaginary string lift you from the top of the head. Once you feel that lift, soften the collarbone. I just had to do it myself. I did weights this morning. And I had to drop, William Chen would call it a 5% compression. Just soften the collarbone, soften the tailbone. Feel the hips balance out like a bowl of water. A lot of times people will gain lower back tension, the pelvis starts to rotate, and you start to compensate. If there's too much tension back here, it just adds up. So you want to drop that tailbone straight down. So from that imaginary string, relaxation cascading down, that'll balance the hips like a bowl of water that you don't want to spill in any direction. The knees will also soften. So if the knees you don't want them locked and you don't want them bent too much. You want to just soften. You can get them straight for a second and then soften and shift the weight to the heels. Notice how I went back. If I go too far back, my toes will start coming up. So that's just too much. But think about the center of each heel. I'm going to put my softer soles on here. And now palms facing down in the same stance. The feet are shoulder length apart and parallel. Parallel is defined by you taking your pinky toe and drawing a line straight back to the heel. So notice that all of that side of the foot will get cut off on the outside of your feet, and you'll align it, the two parallel lines on either foot, boom, you'll line them up. And do something similar with the hands, the palms. Palms will line up on that ring finger, the edge of the ring fingers. That's your parallel. Special attention on the middle finger of each hand. Mouth closed, tongue on the ceiling of the mouth. And all the breathing into the lower dantian, 3 finger lengths below the belly button, or 2 inches. When I say this area, I actually mean that area coinciding to visualization in the center of the body, the center line of the body, the most center part. So whatever angle I look at, the inhalation is going as deep as you can to your center line, that center line awareness that you've already established, that imaginary string of deep from the top of the head. Inhale to the belly, see, feel, and experience the color gather in the center of the body. And exhale, push the color up, down the arms, to the palms and fingertips. The breath comes in, and then exhale out, down the arms to the palms and fingertips, simultaneously, both arms. All the breathing is in and out through the nose. The jaw softens, slight tension in the anus. Exhaling down the arms to the palms of fingertips. And drop the hands down, softening the whole body as much as you can without releasing the structure that you have. Minimal tension required to hold the structure. Inhaling up, breath lifts the wrists, and exhale, pushing the color to the palms and fingertips. Inhaling up, interlace, exhaling down. Inhaling, stretching out of the hips, onto the toes, and exhaling out. The palms and fingertips. Inhaling out. Inhale even deeper, intensify the breath. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Breathing formula 3, inhaling up. Exhale from the palms and fingertips, and then inhale stage 1. Even deeper stage 2. Even deeper stage 3. Exhale. Inhaling stage 1. Even deeper stage 2. Even deeper stage 3. Even deeper stage 4. One big breath, and then exhale. The exhalation is just as long as the inhalation, if not longer. One more time. And widen the stance, hollow fist rested right on the hips. And we're going to be in our half horse stance. Feel free to pick up your pants, sit. Remember, a half horse stance, if you see people doing their Nagong stance up here, or their Qigong stance, they might call it, up here, that's totally fine. But if you really want to get the work in, you have to go lower. You have to go lower. This is the half horse stance. If you're standing up here, you're not in a half horse stance, you're in something. I was riding a horse this weekend. I'll tell you that standing on those pushing my heels down and standing up, very, very similar to this posture standing here. So you want to go a little bit lower, like you're really sitting on the horse. Of course, you're not going all the way down to the full horse stance like Shaolin Kung Fu would have. I don't want to rip my pants. So that will happen. So just the half horse stance will be sustainable and build enough strength for you. And inhale, hollow fist rest around the hips. Exhaling, pelvis rotates on the femur. Inhale, breath pushes to the side. Up, eyes in the belly button. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Remember, the feet are shoulder length and a half apart. Inhale up to the side. Exhale, feel yourself melt on. Pause for a second. And then inhale, extend the side that you're bending toward. So feel the posture straight. Because right now, notice the back is slightly curved. So you want to really feel the lift out of it. And then exhale, going back. Inhale deep. Feel the lift as much as you can. Feel the support in the abs. And exhale, going to the side. Collapsing out here. Inhale, lifting out. And exhale. And one more breath should feel like you're climbing a rope. Exhale. And reverse it. Breath lifts you up. Exhale. Inhaling up. Like a rope, exhale, releasing the rope. Inhaling up. And then exhale, sink. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Feel the abs supporting eye in the middle of the belly button. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale. One more breath around. Try to maintain the posture. Exhale. Inhale out. Exhale, wash the color with the palms and fingertips. We're embracing the one just for a moment. Inhale, drawing back. Exhale. Inhale, breath lifts the wrist. Exhale, push the color with the palms and the fingertips. Fingers shoulder height. Inhale, breath draws the wrist back. Exhale, fingers floating down, creating an attention circuit. We're going to start talking even more about the attention circuits and pressure circuits. Inhaling out. Both of them are creating loops around. So the loop from here is connected to the idea right in the back of your head where your attention is. And as your fingers go down, the muscles in the back soften. Tension circuits are incredibly important when you start creating pressure circuits, which is what Tai Chi rooting is essentially based on. And now let's wind the hands. If you don't know what Tai Chi rooting is, that's when someone tries to move you and they can't move you because you're like a wall. So there's a bunch of videos on my channel about that. You can teach yourself how to do it in 5 minutes on the tutorials. Exhaling down, pelvis rotates on the femur. Eyes looking straight down, elbows in front of the eyes, back flat like a table, straight line from the tailbone. So my shirt give you the wrong idea. Tailbone to the top of the head, chin slightly tucked. Weight mostly on the heel. Inhale to the belly. Exhale down the legs into the ground. Inhale to the belly. Exhale to the lungs, strengthening the lungs. Inhale to the belly. Exhale down the arms to the palms, fingertips. Inhale to the belly. Spread the color throughout wherever you want to gain strength in the body. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale, reach through the legs straight back. Notice that you're going to uncross the arms as you go back. Palms facing up. Notice that I looked in the camera and I saw that my back wasn't straight. And that's okay as long as you take note and make an adjustment by lifting the collarbone. The collarbone will help you to reestablish the straight spine. In any of these postures, you can expect deterioration of your posture over time because it costs work, costs energy for you to hold these things, which is totally fine. That's part of the process of you getting stronger. So it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, you still may need to readjust yourself at any given moment. So collarbone up, eyes straight down, inhale to the belly, exhale down the legs into the ground. Inhale deep, exhale to the lungs. Inhale deep, spread the color throughout the whole body. Softening the body. Removing any unnecessary tension, which are cold patches or dark patches of the mind's eye. And let the color permeate and penetrate those areas when you exhale, emanating from your belly. Exhale, drop the head down. Inhale out. Exhale out. And now inhale deep. Shift to one side. Drawing the breath up the leg, into the belly, and exhale, kicking it out through the toes. Whipping the leg, the muscles should feel like they're jello. As much as possible, letting the blood cascade to the toes, and visualization shoots down with the breath. So all three, visualization, breathing and attention, and of course the blood cascading. Shift the weight, inhaling up. The breath pulls up the leg into the belly like a fishing line. Exhale, kick it out. One more time each side. One more time on the other side. Just 5 times. 5 kicks on this last set. Speaking of sets, I have my first Tai Chi weightlifting video that I shot this morning. So that's coming out probably tomorrow. So hope you enjoy that. We'll be talking a lot more about Tai Chi and weight training. So let's start immediately with lead leg stuff. And because we were just doing a leg exercise and we're kicking our legs out, I want to share this lead leg concept that Max Chen, Grandmaster William C.C. Chen's son, Max Chen, dear buddy of mine, pro Muay Thai fighter, teaches his students to fight with similar mechanics to his father's reverse breathing Tai Chi. Max is a very practical guy. You know, he might be bouncing one night, you know, he might be stopping a street fight on another night, or potentially starting one. It's a great guy. So the concept here is the breathing in the same way that we're going to do through our fingers. Imagine this is a gun, or just to simplify the concept, and you're drawing the gun, and you're pointing the gun. We're going to do the same thing with our toe. And let's think about this for one more second. Inhale, the breath pulls through the thumb and the index finger. Sometimes you might use the middle finger too, but let's just do these two. Let the breath pull the fingertips up. Exhaling, softening everything down. Inhaling, the breath is pulling the fingers up. Exhaling, softening down. You should feel the breath, the visualization. You have to engineer it so that you yourself feel it. You have to give it to yourself. Feel that breath pulling it up. Exhale, pulling it down. Now we're going to do the same thing on our toe. So we're going to pull the breath in through the big toe of the lead leg. From here, we're going to inhale, pull the breath into the big toe of the lead leg, and exhale, drop it down. Inhaling, pull the breath into the lead toe of the big leg, exhale, drop it down. So what kick are we doing before we continue? We're doing an inside leg kick. Boom, you step back, step out, kick the leg back. This is essentially a jab for the leg in Muay Thai. Other styles might do a short step forwards. In other words, rather than stepping out and chopping up to the inner thigh of the opponent, they may do step up and kick and step back. So they may, again, shorten their stance, come up. And Bill Superfoot Wallace, again, we're talking about him today, the concept of him being able to, I'm not as flexible as Bill, we're close. I can't do a full split, but I do practical kicking. So this concept here, I fight Tai Chi style, meaning I put 70% of my weight on my front leg at all times. That's just what I do as a fighter. So when I spar, I do the same thing. So if I throw that lead leg kick, I have to shift back and kick from here, or I have to step and kick from here. That's just some practical thinking around the kick. You'll do it best for your body. And let's get right into the breath work and visualization. So pick your target. You can keep your hands up if you'd like, and inhale. My weight shifts to my back leg. My big toe is pushing into the ground on my kicking leg as I lift, and then exhaling, dropping down. Right back to my guard. Inhale. My lead hand is counterbalancing. Exhaling down. Some people will keep both hands up. Some fighters will keep both hands up to throw the kick, and I think that's awesome. Sometimes it makes a lot of sense, sometimes it doesn't. But feel free to do either. You can counterbalance, inhale up, exhaling down. And let's remember that we're pulling the breath in through the big toe. I found this mechanic incredibly helpful when it comes to a roundhouse kick or lead roundhouse kick that lifts up the side of the body and turns to touch the temple. I don't want to rip my pants right now, but essentially the kick comes straight up and then it turns over and touches the temple of the opponent. It's a Muay Thai kick. It's not a normal roundhouse kick. It comes up, turns over, comes right back down. So all these different trick Muay Thai roundhouse kicks. So, but the same breathing mechanic makes a lot of sense for that kick, and it's a really nice kick. So inhaling up, think about chopping the inner thigh, the lead leg of your opponent. Exhale down. You don't have to do the same breathing, the same weight shifting mechanic that I'm doing. You can adapt it to your style. But if you want to know what I'm doing, I do shift into the front leg, shift back, inhale up for the purpose of this exercise, exhale back down. Inhaling up, drawing the breath up the leg into the lower dantian, into the belly, Exhaling down. And then notice that my back hip and knee, my hip is collapsing into the lead groin. And then I come right back up. And it's collapsing into the lead groin because I might need to wrestle. I might need to throw my cross, even though we talked about that, longevity and the grinding of the joints and pivots. So that might be a necessity though. So anywho, inhale up. We'll do 4 more. Inhale, drawing the breath up. The lead leg. Exhale, dropping it down. Really getting great control over the angle. Again, you're chopping 45 degrees up. If you're drawing an X through the inner thigh, upward through your opponent. And feel the work in the muscles as well. You want to feel how the muscles are coordinated, especially slowly, feeling the obliques activate, etc. Everything working right here. Exhale, dropping down. Let's shift to the other side. Hands up. Shift back and inhale. Lift up, chop to the inner thigh. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhaling up, up, up. Excellent. Inhale. Draw the breath up the leg into the lower dantian. Do your best to paint that visualization. The big hand can come down and counterbalance as much as you need. Do your best to bring the breath into the lower dantian. Can be challenging because of all the contraction that's happening. And you want to really work on this for yourself. Of course, a lot of times you'll see people exhale when they throw these kicks. So obviously we're doing reverse breathing right now. So really feel even through the contraction of the abs as the leg lifts up to feel the lower dantian activating and housing the color visualization that you brought up the leg, exhaling down. Want to really allow ourselves to create a visual infrastructure that allows us to be more sensitive and optimize our body mechanics and how we move through an environment or with an opponent, with people in general. Two more. Good stuff. And let's do some uplifting heavy to stretch that out twice. Might feel the work in the obliques, or the abs. And exhaling out. Inhale over, reaching across the hips and over the shoulders. Exhale. Inhaling, reaching across the hips and over the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale, reaching across the hips and over the shoulders. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, extend the side that you're bending on. Exhale. Inhaling, reaching across. Exhale, softening. Inhale, extend the side that you're reaching on. Exhale. And then behind you, inhaling over. Reaching behind the hips and down as if this hand is spiraling toward your toes. Like a snake, you should feel this arm wrapping around the body, creating a bunch of pressure around your body as you reach down. That pressure is very helpful for grappling, for wrapping around the limb. Inhaling over, reach. Again, I'll reach it downward. Exhale. Inhaling, reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, extend the side that you're sinking on. Exhale. Inhaling over. Exhale, sink. Inhale, extend the sides, you're sinking down. Exhale. Good stuff. Now let's get right to our lead hand. We've done many jabs before, and we've done the reverse breathing jab. We're going to do it again as a quick review. You can always watch a previous video on more detail on this, but the concept is pouring tea. And when you pour Grandmaster Rated CC Chen's reverse breathing punches, again, which are very different than every other punch I've learned, and generate more power for me personally than any other punch, inflate the tricep. So your same concept of picking up the gun, letting the breath pull into the fingertips. This time we're going to add a third finger, the middle finger, and we're going to inhale. And when you're not inhaling through the fingertips, you're inhaling through the knuckles of the fingertips, of those same fingers. So you're inhaling, drawing in, and inflating the tricep. So for the lead hand, if we're not doing pivots, I'm not a big fan of this, but sometimes I do it. The pivot on the lead hand on the jab. What we'll do instead is we're going to inhale and inflate. And notice that we're going to spiral. That all of this is happening here. And Grandmaster Chen might frown upon that as well because there's minimal movement in his. It's super dynamic, smaller circles, greater centrifugal force, sure. But just for the sake of what we're doing here, I want you to see all that's working together, which is what's part of making the force, generating the power. If you're not doing the big spin or turning the body in that way with a pivot, then you have to see, you want to be able to see, and then for yourself, make it smaller, where the spinning is coming from, the spiraling. So notice that my level is slightly changing up and down. Exhale down over 10. Inhale, pouring the tea. This is the jab, so I'm not straightening my arm all the way. I'm doing a shorter jab. Notice that to reinforce the bone, the structure, and the spiraling and wrapping and roundness of the muscles. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Color comes in, fills up the tricep, and goes into the belly. Exhaling down. When I rest, I'm spiraling to my front leg. Inhale, meaning my right hip or my back hip is spiraling into the lead groin. Inhale, it opens up. Exhaling down. Inhale, it opens up. You might say, hey, Jen, you're pivoting your back foot. And that is true. But I'm not pivoting it as in grinding my foot into the ground or knee. It's actually very lightly placed, and it's just moving. My heel is up, and my body is just moving with this posture. So I'm not pivoting hard. My weight is 70% of the front leg. And I'm just going to sleep into the root. Inhale, waking up out of the root. And those are every word. I'm doing my best to make sure every word that's utilized here is meaningful. When I say going to sleep, I actually mean softening and dropping out all of your weight, the sensation of tension, more specifically, down into the ground. And then inhaling, inflating, creating structure based on the willpower, meaning that you know the shape that you are going for. You're pouring tea. This is a solid structure now. This is the shape that you want. You're a statue. You are energizing yourself into the state that you want, into the shape that you want, and then releasing that shape. Inhaling up, pouring the tea, exhaling out. Inhaling up, exhaling out. And let's do 3 more, but this time more of the William Chen style without the boxing pivot, the boxing mechanics. So in other words, we're just going to make this circle smaller. Inhaling up, exhaling out. If you really want to go for it, inhaling up. Notice that my fingers are reaching down. This is very Tai Chi. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, pouring the tea. These fingers are helping to finish the shape by inflating the tricep of my hand reaching down. Exhaling. So there's a complete shape here going from the knuckles through my shoulders down throughout these fingers to move any pressure that I'm taking here, not only down my leg and through my abs, but through this hand as well. That is the concept. Okay, I'm switching legs. Let's keep that same concept and we'll do our first three with the other hand down. And remember, same with the gun here. So inhaling up, boom, creating the shape from the side. Notice it looks like it's a hook, and it could be, but it's not. It's a shorter jab. It's a more structured, rounded jab. So boom, boom. You can even straighten it out a little more if you want. Exhaling down. 2. Think about pouring the tea. I have the tea right here, and pouring you a cup. Notice that I still have the hip action. Hip collapsing into the groin, inhaling, open. Notice that for this version, the end posture is hips and shoulders square to the destination, the wall, etc. I've talked about in the past how we don't do that much in pretty much any of the training. I think this is really, really important because these are moments where you're not at rest. So at rest, you rarely do. I want to really clearly articulate this because this is an important note. Wu style, I was taught at first to create, and I've talked about this in previous videos, the hips and shoulders square at the end of the posture. That is wrong in my experience. You are creating a hole right here, in this area, right here, a structural hole that you will be pulled into if you meet a push hands player with strong experience in pulling people into holes that they create for themselves. So therefore, the end of the Wu style push, collapsing in because you're not energized. It's different. The energizing is in the process, the evolution of the technique in Wu style, boom, and then you collapse and you're at rest. You're completely at rest versus what we're doing right now, where here, inhaling up, we've energized, meaning that we're pulling the energy in or pushing the energy out, and we are completely at a state that is, and we're in an active state. We're not at rest here. We're fully active. So the equivalent to rest in the reverse breathing yang style is the equivalent to the end of a move that you would be energizing on Wu style. So Wu style, I'm energizing, but now I'm falling asleep and I'm at rest. So if we think about falling asleep and waking up, so I was exhaling all the way to full sleep. So my weight is going down versus yang style, reverse breathing. I'm asleep, at rest, again, not square, and inhaling up to square. In my Wu style, I'm not at rest here. I'm energized in the shape, releasing to create another shape. So I was hips and shoulders square, turning. Should I be squared? No, soften all the way. So I just wanted to, for those of you who look deeper into this stuff and who compare and contrast against styles, forms, breathing systems, etc., that's an important note. Let's do a few more of this lead jab. Now more with the boxing style. Inhale, inflate, exhaling down. Notice that I brought a little bit of that pivot back on my back leg. But again, there's minimal weight on my back leg. Inhaling, pouring. Again, my hand is slightly bent, arm is slightly bent. All of this comes, you have to train this on solid structures as well. Because if you throw a punch, you're not really supposed to hyperextend the arm or fully straighten the arm. We always kind of keep it a little bit bent. I did meet one Shaolin monk, Xi Ming-Huang, who I trained with for a while after I was kicked out of the USA Shaolin Temple by Xi Ming. Wonderful guy too, and I highly recommend you train there. But so when I trained with Xi Ming-Huang would hyperextend his arms, and he would teach us. He would teach us and tell us to, when you punch, boom, hyperextend and then pull back. So I thought that was very, very interesting. I had never heard and had since never heard anyone else say to do that. Shi Ming Huang trained since childhood. I met his father because his father used to come to class at the Shaolin Temple. I assume that his joints are more prepared for that experience versus people who have not been training in this style since childhood. So I still do not recommend fully hyperextending the arm, even if you're going to pull it back. I have hyperextended my arm training with teammates before, in particular when I was fighting Sancho for Li Tailan at Nobel G. Bell's house. And I hyperextended my arm and it sucked. And it's a horrible experience. And the last thing you want to do is play with somebody who's a grappler who's going to catch you in a moment like that. So when you do these, if you are questioning this structure and this shortened shape at all, I recommend one, doing it softly on a wall, against a tree, etc., a solid structure, so you can start feeling the reinforcement and the alignment of the bones and the structure that you have, and then start doing it faster, picking it up, doing it on a heavy bag, etc. But also taking into account the concept of the hyperextension, how that may be the thing that you want to avoid. So now let's go into the elbow. I was talking about the William Chen's elbow, which I always thought was super interesting. And the concept here is we're going to inflate the elbow. Now look at my hand for a second. This is super important. Oftentimes we talk about, in reverse breathing, energizing the fingertips. Now, this is important because similar to Wu style and Yang style, the reverse breathing Yang style, there are moments where the hands are very, very, very soft. And I always noticed that William C.C. Chen's elbow was always had a very, very soft, near limp hand. It's not an energized fingertip. It's not this. It's not a pop, like, where the hand is beautifully shaped. It is very, very relaxed. Boom, here. So one way to train this concept, I have a bookshelf here. If I hit it improperly, it's going to fall down, and I don't want to do that. But I want to just show you that this little shelf right here, I'm going to inhale and inflate and see how my elbow, the bottom of it, can essentially lift up the books here. So I obviously didn't do that, but I can pop up. If you can find a tree or a bag to allow yourself to feel the inflation, just the inflation of the elbow and the pop up, it's a very interesting sensation. And it's a sensation that I had to get used to, and it is consistently helpful when I do full body sparring and I play with elbows. And sometimes I'll do elbows only rounds and soft elbows only rounds, meaning that myself and sparring partner were playing around with elbows, boom, and just doing this, inhale, feeling the inflation, feeling how William Chen would use this not just for an elbow strike, but also for this entire shape. This entire shape, when you're playing Tai Chi, especially with William Chen's reverse breathing mechanics, and inflating and being able to use this side part of the arm, this part of the arm, or what I'm doing here, which is called indirect tension, meaning that somebody grabs my wrists, I inflate my triceps to cause tension in their shoulders, and then to take advantage of that tension in their shoulders, because now I can move them around from this disadvantage now becomes my vantage point, because I've created indirect tension and I can move them even for a few steps to get them to a position I want. So there's many applications to this, but feel just we'll first focus on this concept here, and just lifting the elbow up. So I just gave a bunch of different applications, concepts here, but we're going to focus on one, which is inflating the tricep, inhaling, exhaling again. Inside. I'm doing my best to be practical with you guys. Keep the hand up, inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Notice that I have a little bit of space here. I'm not tight. So in other words, I'm not flexing my arm. You want to keep about a fistful of, or baseball full of space between your elbow and your rib. So to give a little more cushion of air. Inhaling up. I'm thinking about using this as a strike right now. Inhaling out, exhaling down. 70% of my weight forward. Now let's get even more into what's unseen right now. I'm not going to turn the camera, but my toe, my big toe presses into the ground to activate the breath. So I'm on my heel and my ball of my foot. When I want to throw the elbow, I shift slightly forward. Look at, I'm going to make it more overt now. That's really overt. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it much more subtly, but I want to show you that there is a boom. So don't do it as overt, slow it down and make it more subtle. Inhale, up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. I'll do it from the front so you can see how my body is readjusted as well. Now this is from experience in push hands in general. Boom, I might be here and I might be blocking someone out, etc. So these little mechanics help me redirect my posture, my alignment of my body back into my front leg so I can claim this space very strongly. So if you see me throwing the elbow here, yes, I'm doing it for a strike, but this same shape immediately can become a grappling position. So I'm here, I could be blocking, I could have a hook on the lower back of my opponent with my arm wrapped around under their armpit, close to their body. A lot can be happening here. So I am just putting myself in a position to maximize what might happen versus just lifting my elbow up. And if we were just doing that, we would be doing Tai Chi because we want to be fully aware of all the, and fully ready. And now I put my hand in front. This could be helpful too. And now let's switch sides to the other side, whether here or here. Heel, ball foot, big toe. Big toe. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Just the tricep. Now I want to start doing the double breath, which I always thought was very interesting. So let's change the intention. Let's change the intention so that we can feel, and this is my first time really experimenting with this in a class because I don't normally teach this to people in a class. I do it on my own from my own experience in freestyle push hands play. So here, inhaling to get the position upward. Our intention is going to be sliding our arm around an opponent, behind them, or underneath an opponent. So we're here. In other words, I have, looks like a body lock. You know, I might have a position behind the opponent's back, meaning that their body is here, and I've wrapped my arms around. Now let's take away one arm. We only have one arm, and now that one arm, let's turn this way. So now we have this seemingly awkward position, which is actually a handle on the opponent's lower back. And we do throws from here that are very, very effective based on footwork and timing. So I want you to inflate one of those postures. And then from there, inhale and turn it into an elbow strike, meaning that the opponent, which we just had in this structure who's standing here, might slide out of it. And now we stick the elbow in their face. So we have them in a posture, our arm is soft enough so that it's positioned in a way that allows us to either keep the opponent if we want them or let them escape if we want that to happen too. If we let them escape, the arm slides out, meaning that their body moves from here to here. Now it's in front, it was here, and now it's here. This arm represents their body. So their body went out this way and we said, hey, now take the elbow. So let's go a 1-2, and now we're doing 2-stage inhalation, which we did it with our uplifting heaven, but we're applying it to reverse breathing body mechanics. Uplifting heaven is normal, standard Tai Chi breathing, but now we're doing reverse breathing. We're doing it on a strike. So inhale, creating the shape, creating the posture. Inhale again, and we'll slow it down, coming down. Inhale, create the shape, even deeper, stick the elbow. Exhale. Inhale, create the shape. Inhale, stick the elbow. 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 3 more. Big breath, even bigger, shorter. Faster. 2 more. 1 more. Now hold this for a second. So I'll talk about this for a moment. Again, I was saying that William Chen might play from here. If you do push hands with William Chen, you might find that he'll play from here, or play from here, or play from here, or do an arm drag like this. So he'll use this same mechanic to do an upward arm drag. An upward arm drag looks like this. He might hook the hand and inhale and inflate the tricep to get the pull from behind. Very different from, let's say, the arm drag that I might teach on a regular basis, which has a lot more waist movement. Now that waist movement, he gave me alternatives to that last summer when I trained with him for my father's birthday. So, and his alternatives were more posturing up rather than dropping down. So there's many different ways to get to the same result. And it's really important that this mechanic that we're doing right now, that you really absorb it, not necessarily as one technique, but as a positioning for many different techniques. And the intention, when you change the intention, you can apply the technique to different moments. So let's switch arms and do the same thing. We're going to do double breathing here. Double 2-stage breath. Inhaling up for the position, meaning we've locked the body, we let them go, and inhale again. Inflate, stick the elbow toward the face. If you do slow elbow sparring, I highly recommend playing with this. It's very nice. Inhale, position, even deeper, strike. Inhale, position, even deeper, strike. Inhale, position, the hand is almost limp, very relaxed, and then even deeper strike. You can inflate the fingers if you want to on that second inhalation to activate a different experience. So just the tricep, boom, now my fingers are activated. Now you have that very traditional looking pop elbow, that very beautiful wushu Muay Thai, pretty much any style that has elbows has that kind of like really nice fingers with your elbows experience. So inhaling up again. You can have your hand down too if you do it. Boom, boom. And if your hand is down, the hand is active and ready. More than likely, you're controlling an opponent's other hand, keeping attention on it. Behind their back, they escape, pop. Exhaling down, inhaling up, boom, 2, exhaling down. Inhaling up, 2, exhaling down. Inhaling up, 2. So you don't necessarily need to do what I just did with the pop of the body either. It may not be necessary. And that's why doing this on the tree is so wonderful, because you can start working the different areas, hitting with the bicep, hitting with the tricep, hitting with the elbow, hitting with the forearm, connecting with all of with any area on the arm and making it a leverage point, and being able to leverage an opponent based on any connectivity is a massive skill. It's a massive skill for push hands. So with the time we have left, let's just review what we've done. We did 3 techniques. We did the kick, we did the punch, and we did the elbows, 2 variations of the elbows. So let's go for 10 kicks each leg. Slow. Inhaling up, exhale. And draw the collar into the belly through the big toe. The big toe of the standing leg is supporting as well, pressing down, helping to activate, catalyze the inhalation. I press my big toe down on my standing leg, lift, pull the breath into the big toe of the rising leg. Big toe down on the standing leg, other leg comes up with a kick. 7 more. Beautiful. Punches. Lead jab. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhaling, pouring tea. And then the last 5, more Tai Chi style. You have the hips and shoulders squared to the destination if you'd like. More traditional. My bottom hand spirals, inflates the tricep to create the full shape. Switch legs and do the same thing. And now let's bring it to, well, 5 more. Pouring the tea, and now the elbows. Inhale up. Just one breath. And now double up. 1, 2. Inhale, inhale even deeper. And you can over-exaggerate just to get the intention. So in, so just that, that second breath should be bigger, more full, and should feel explosive. Slow, and then again, 2-stage inhalation. Inhaling 1, reach the level. 2, expand the lung capacity. The opponent is captured, and then let them go. Boom, pop out. And other side. 1. Big toe presses into the ground. And double up. All right, and 2 uplifting heavens. Feet 2 fists apart in parallel. And today was really about the inspiration from Bill Superfoot Wallace, fingers back, chest up, hips forward, weight on the toes, exhale, butt back, fingers forward. By way of Sensei John Mariani, and the concept of fighting with the lead limbs rather than pivoting for the back limbs. And scoop, white line to the belly. Roll as if you're pregnant with the light, and you wash the light down. Bending on the back leg, toes up, meaning my toe, only my heel touches here. Exhale, hold the toe. Inhale deep. Exhale, pull deeper. You're gonna kiss it. Inhale up, white line to the belly. Switching legs, again, like your big ball of light here, and you exhale, wash the light down the leg, grab the toe, hold. Inhale deep, exhale, pull yourself like you're gonna kiss the toe, keep the leg straight. Inhaling up, switch legs 45 degrees, meaning 45 degrees out. Exhale, sitting on the back leg, which is bent, the front leg is straight, toes up. Grab the toe. Inhale deep, exhale, pull in and try to kiss it. Inhaling up, switch legs 45 degrees, white light in the belly. Again, you roll the light over. You should feel like it's coming out of the belly, wash it down. Feel the circulation to the fingertips. Trace your attention along the leg with the white light and the exhalation, pushing it down, grab the toe. Inhale deep, exhale, you're gonna kiss the toe. Inhaling up, one more time each side, this time 90 degrees. My foot is forward here, other foot this way. Exhale, washing down, white light. Hold toe. Inhale deep, exhale, pulling, kissing. Inhaling up. Switch sides, white light. Exhale, washing down. Grab the toe. Inhale deep, exhale, pulling the toe in. Inhaling up. Top of the head, white light. Exhale down, both feet, which are shoulder length apart and parallel. Inhaling up, turn to your right side. Exhale, wash down. Inhaling up, turn to your left side. Exhale, wash down. Inhaling up over the top of the head and behind you. Exhale, wash down. And soften up the legs. Cross the body. Turn. Good pressure. Up the inside, slapping. Turning. Really good pressure. And over the shoulders. And slapping, really. And when I say slapping, I mean boom, pushing your attention, the energy, visualization through the hand. Really strong, good pressure. And behind the back. Same thing with the back of the hands. So and then coming up, inhaling slowly, exhaling down. Just the fingertips. Motion of blood returns to the source. Inhaling just the fingertips. One more. The hands together around the chest. Inhaling deep, exhale, pushing the pelvis into the chest and tap around, massaging all around. And then floating ribs up. Again. Same idea of the energy coming through the hands. So you want the visualization, the attention to pop through the hand. So feel the pressure reverberate through the lungs. Strengthening the chest cavity. 4 fingers on the sternum. U-shape on either side of the collarbone. Palms open. Look straight up and soften everything through the reproductive organs, all the way down. Take the palms from the collarbone to the chin. And going up. Back in that counterpoint. Stand off and knuckles on the kidneys and going down to the hip line, and then massaging back up the same circle to the kidneys, and then reverse the circle and do it again. Go down the lower back muscles, right to the hip line, come right back up to the kidneys. For your hormones, finger under the lip, thumb under the chin and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. For sleep, for your earlobes. Sleep, massage the earlobes, front, over, back, under. Very gentle but strong. Index and middle finger around the ears for the immune system. Up, over, down, under. Up, over, down, under. Up, over, down, under. Off the face to the side. Up to the side. up to the side, release. Fingers to the scalp, front to back, back to front. Front to back, very strong, back to front. Massage, front to back, back to front. Slapping, front to back, back to front. Grab the scalp, knead it like that. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. 2, 3. And then reverse the circle and reverse the direction. Back to front. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, release. 1, 2, 3, release. And reverse the circles. The opposite. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reverse it the other direction. 1, 2, 3. 4 fingers on the temple, on the top of the forehead. 1, 2, 3, 4, and reverse. 2, 3, 4. Temple. 1, 2, 4, reverse it. With the heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. Bone below the teeth. 1, 2, 3, switch. Side above the teeth. The gums. 1, 2, 3, 4. Below. 1, 2, 3. Tongue. Reverse it. Fingers out. Licking. Thumbs. And go 1, 2, 3. Grab and hold the palm. Drill 1, 2, 3. Tap around. 1, 2, 3. Third circle, the biggest and widest, top and bottom of the fingers and sides. Top and bottom and sides. Massaging into the natural grooves. Let the fingers fall. The pressure pushes you, squeezes into the natural grooves on the fingertips or on the entire finger, and the tops and the sides. Top and bottom and sides. That's where the pressure points lay. Press and hold and drill. 1, 2. Tap around. Small circle, second circle, medium, third circle, largest around the perimeter of the hand, the palm, top and bottom of the thumb, and then the sides. Top and bottom of the index finger, all the way down to the nail, and then the sides. Top and bottom of the middle finger, all the way down to the nail, and then the sides, all the way down to the nail again. Top and bottom, and sides. Top, bottom, and sides. And then 1, 2, 3, grab. 1, 2, 3, close the eyes, inhale, white light. We're going to use sound and visualization to push our idea through our bone marrow. We're going to do our best to make ourselves so sensitive that we can move our attention anywhere in the body at will. We're going to use the sound to connect it to the visualization of light going through the bone marrow, strengthening it, making it healthier, producing all the good stuff that we need in the body. Inhale, white light into the belly, and let that light emanate from the belly through all the bones in all directions into the bone marrow with the sound of ah. Ah. Inhale, roll white light up the front of the body. Then exhale, roll it down the back with the sound ah. Inhale up the left side. White light and roll it down the right side with the sound. Inhale, white light into the belly. Exhale, push it down the legs into the ground. Let the sound go through your feet into the floor, into the area that you're in, and feel the vibrations going out, 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 and trace the light with it so that it comes back up and around like a big bubble or a fountain in reverse. One more light breath into the belly. Exhale to the top of the head. Feel the vibrations go out and around like a big bubble, a fountain coming out all directions, all around you. Light fills the space. Have gratitude for the body. Good people in your life, the space that you're in. And thank you so much, as usual, for training. This has been Justice for Hire's Tai Chi to the People. I'm Coach Jan. Love you guys. You can always join Justice for Hire. Join the cast of the first show produced with the community, a global cast, at justiceforhire.app, or you can just learn more at justiceforhire.com and decide whether or not you want to jump in and join. But it's fun and it's free and it's awesome. You can invest in our social film studio, making movies and shows of the world on WeFunder. WeFunder.com/realworld, REELWURLD. That's Real World, and we're doing some amazing stuff. I'd love for you to join us. And these sessions are open to everybody every Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And always feel free to reach out, whether on the Justice for Hire channel or my Tai Chi channel, because this goes on both of them, with any questions, thoughts, or ideas you might like to share. And love you guys. I hope you have a great week.